everyone, it's Bron here, the Managing Director for eWomen Network Australia, and I have the gorgeous Terry-Lee Harrison here with me today. And we're going to be talking about, I'm just going to put the old glasses on. We're going to be talking about how to instantly leverage LinkedIn to build your business network. Now, Terry-Lee is the queen of networking, guys, just putting it out there. Now, LinkedIn is the place to be for business owners who are looking to grow their network and connect with success-minded professionals. But what Terry-Lee asks us is, how do we absolutely leverage it? So we're all on there, but how do we leverage it? So let's just take it away. I know we're doing the talk on the, what is the date? The 16th, 17th of September.
17th.
17th of September around LinkedIn. But I wanted to talk to you early, right now actually, so that we can just tell me what do you think? Do you think things have changed on LinkedIn, or what's your take on it compared to, say, other platforms?
I think the biggest thing, Bron, I'm so delighted that we can talk about this, because I think the biggest thing is that there are some people who don't realize that you can actually be on LinkedIn and have it be like a networking event each day. Like if we were to schedule that face-to-face networking event, we go to the event, we meet somebody, we chat with somebody, we can actually participate on LinkedIn in that very same way when it comes to greeting people, beginning to build a relationship. And I'm not sure that everybody gets it. And I really don't think that this exists in the other platforms the way it does on LinkedIn.
Well, see, the one thing that I personally love about LinkedIn is its algorithm. Like compared to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, LinkedIn is actually the most favorable, I believe, or friendly algorithm, which means that when we connect on there, a lot of people get to see more of what we do versus, say, Facebook, where they only, like we're here on Facebook now, but whether it sees a small part. So let's go right to it. I've got my LinkedIn account.
Let's go.
And
Okay.
I'm thinking, cool, I'm going to put some effort in, because obviously I believe, well, we both agree, I'm sure, around networking is that what you put in is what you get out, which means that you can't just wait for people to connect to you. You got to go connect to them. So what do you say to me here, Bron, around going, great, you've decided to use LinkedIn as it's designed. Where do I start?
One of the biggest things that we need to do is we need to be consistent in our posting. And I know that you, as a social media guru-esque, someone gave me that word this recently.
Guru-esque.
Are you the guru-esque of they named my company name? And I go, well, yes, I am. But
that is so cool.
Tell us, because I'm going to give a larger number than what you will give. So did you not tell me that I really only need to make one post on LinkedIn a week? Is that true? Is that what I remembered in my brain?
No, you can. I think personally, I believe an optimized LinkedIn profile is 3 times a week. But what's missing, I believe, is that people focus on the posting. But forget about the equal and as important other half of social media, which is engagement.
Okay. All right.
Hi, hello.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So I knew that Bron was going to give a slightly lower number than what I was going to give. And I would say, not to argue, but just especially in the beginning when you want to ramp up and have people be getting to know you, that I'm going to suggest like Monday through Friday, you hit it with something. Okay.
Yes.
And that let's be consistent. We can't show up one week and then be done and think that we've done our job. If we can be consistent for 90 days on our part to allow them to get to know us, like us, and trust us, I think that you'll start to see people will come to you. That is exactly what I found, is that the more consistent I am, that people say, hey, I like how you are. Or when I post about this is happening in my company and we are launching in these countries, and then I will get, well, are you launching in India? And boom, suddenly guess what? We're launching in India, because they're seeing all the things. So that's one thing, Bron, is that I believe that being consistent, maybe at some point totally cutting it back a little bit would be totally appropriate.
The reason, and what you're saying is exactly right. I think where it comes back to is that if you're not on there at all, or if you're only on there once every couple of weeks, and we go to, and Terry-Lee and I are chatting away, and then we go, oh, every day. It's just too much of a leap between now, but it doesn't mean that you don't ramp it up. So if you're not on at all, I would suggest you just start. But if you're going to start with whatever day you choose, but make it the same day of the posting. So I think we just got to really clarify here that there's two parts to this. There's the posting consistently, but then there's the engaging consistently. Okay. So tell me more about that, because you're so good at it.
So imagine for a minute that you go to a networking event and you talk to people. You talk, but when they come to talk to you, you don't say anything. Like, are they going to want to meet you? No. So we must engage with people. We must engage with people. Now, here's the question that I have, Bron, I teach in networking the power of power partnering. Networking with the people who share your clients, and it's not competition, right? The people so Bron and I actually, if we're both in the business of helping people grow their business,
we are
two different businesses. If I will stay in that realm and engage with those people, the other people that share my client, and it's not competition, and that's who I mainly engage and build relationships with, it can be quite powerful. Now, does it mean I can't be engaging with the dog walker? I don't know. I haven't seen any dog walkers on Facebook, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, if it's someone in health and wellness, and so we don't necessarily synergistically share the same client, do I engage them? I can, but I only have so much time for engagement, Bron. Let's be real. We do.
Oh,
we only
totally.
have so much time.
Oh, look. And just to clarify, and I'll ask some questions around that. When I say engage, I'm talking like 10, 20 minutes a day.
Yes.
I'm just talking about liking, commenting, sharing someone else's work. Something that you go, you know what, that was a really good read. But give a reason why. Why did you think it was a good read? Which means we want to genuinely connect. And as you said before, we want to be talking as if we were talking face to face. Like, just to let you know, guys, I'm in far north Queensland on a holiday at the moment at Airlie Beach. Terry's in Singapore. But we are part of the same network. We support each other's networks. Okay? And I think that's the really important thing to share here. So what's one nugget that you can give us as a sneak peek of the talk you're giving in a couple of weeks for us?
I want to share some of the things that I've been learning about LinkedIn. And one of them is going to be that for years on Facebook, that you see people say, I'm looking for a recommendation for this, or I'm asking for this, and people will reply. Well, I want to give us all permission that we can do that same thing on LinkedIn. You can do that same thing on LinkedIn. Don't think that you can't. And whether that's me saying, hey guys, I love to network with other people who work in different areas of marketing, and here's some of the categories. Would love to build business relationships with those people. Comment below if you'd like to meet me, and here's my calendar link. And guess what? Hours later, I have appointments booked. You can totally you can ask just as well on LinkedIn as you can anywhere else. People will totally reply, and they want to help you. So that's a little sneak peek, and there's much more to share.
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to it, because I just think now, not just the whole pandemic COVID thing, I just think that the way, well, I don't know, let's just be honest. I mean, perhaps when people do turn up to a face-to-face event, I mean, the feedback I get, obviously being online, is, it's harder when you're not in a face-to-face event. Well, the thing is, I disagree, because I don't love face-to-face. I've never really loved face-to-face events, because, you're there, and if you don't really know anyone, it can be quite daunting to meet someone. So I think it's the same thing. So what suggestions would you have that, as I said, let's just use LinkedIn for the example. How do you break through when the perception is that everyone's looking to connect?
This is my saying, and if you hang out with me, you're going to hear me say it, that I am looking for the people who are looking for me. So I will make my posts. I will be me. I think that short videos are where it's at, to have people get to see your personality. Like, some people are going to see this, Bron, they're going to go, I don't want to go to that meeting and hear Terry Neeb. Some people are going to be like, I got to go hear Terry Neeb. She's awesome, right? And
yeah.
So we're looking for the people that are looking for us. And if I reach out to somebody and they don't reply back, that's fine. And may I throw an aside here? I got a little angry. A man with a big ego on Facebook was bashing on LinkedIn this weekend. And I was like, what are you talking about? But he was saying how he's leaving LinkedIn. All it does is he's a business coach and teaches networking. I'm like, you are giving the wrong impression, buddy. But he said how all the people there, you know how it is, like they're pitching you, they're in your messages and they're trying to sell you. And and I'm not going to tell you that doesn't happen, Bron, but I said, listen, sir. I said, listen, so-and-so. I said, there's so much good happening on LinkedIn that overrides that I said, if this is what you want to teach people, I think you're missing the point.
Yeah.
He didn't like that.
I can imagine. And I think it comes back to, give first, share always, which is something that we here at eWomen talk about. And as you would have heard me say a lot, that quote by Mother Teresa, which is be faithful to the small and the big will come, because you don't know who I know. And I agree. Those who are what I call wranglers, they're the wranglers, the ones who are trying to sell you and pitch you. No, they're not your kind. But there are a vast majority of people who are there to connect because they want to do what you're doing, which is you don't know who I know. But if you don't invest in getting to know me, you're never going to meet the people behind me, which means you're never going to be connected to that ideal referral partner that's 2 or 3 steps behind me. So I think that was really good point to raise, is that, that you've got to be really careful on who you listen to. And I think the best way to rather than listen is to test. You test and measure. I mean, you're a classic example. I mean, I remember when you started. I remember when you started testing, and look where we are now.
You know what? I'm so glad I did. And this is the good news for everyone. Perhaps we'll tell the story about where I was at the beginning of the year with my LinkedIn and where I've come at this point. But no matter where you are in LinkedIn, and maybe I used to think it was a boring corporate place, and there was no networking for entrepreneurs, and that's just simply not the case. And no matter where you are, maybe you are hot stuff on there. Maybe you're already an influencer. Maybe you've maxed out your followers. Maybe you're just getting started. And because I seriously, Bron, I would pop in, I don't know, once or twice a week, throw a quote in, and leave. like that's not any way. That's not any way. How would I show up to network like that? No. Why am I going to do that here? And I just want to encourage all of our business owner friends to check it out. Come and be part of this presentation. Come and get some top takeaways that we can share with you. And hey, Bron and I, we aren't afraid to throw it down and say, I say 5, you say 3, or whatever. Like, I get it. Like we'll throw it down.
That's it, right? But the thing is, right, what I'd love, so tell me around, so what's a couple of key takeaways that people are going to get from listening and sharing at the Accelerated Networking event?
I think that number one, you're going to see that you can totally grow and change the trajectory of your business by showing up here as a way to network. Number 2, right now we all have to change the way we network because our networking landscape has changed in the world. And so I want you to look at this as a viable way of making connections globally. And number 3, I'm going to share some of my top practices that have helped me be able to expand in at least 7 countries since March. And it's because of my LinkedIn connections. And I'm so excited to help you do it. And just like I was defending LinkedIn to that gentleman, I will defend LinkedIn to all, especially if you do business with other business owners. We want to go and be seen as the expert there. Establish your lane, stay in your lane, show up, be consistent, and have the people who are looking for you find you. And it's a perfect place for this.
Cool. Well, thank you, my love. Thank you for sharing that today. And I cannot wait to run our event on the 17th, 9 to 11 Australian time. So just keep an eye on that. Works really well into the US time zones and obviously into Singapore and Australia. But thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Look forward to seeing everyone there.
Yes. Bye for now.